The other thing that we then talked about was the Kaplan Mia plot. Does somebody want to try to explain this plot to us? Anyone? You're looking at the paper and you see a plot that looks like this, and they said, oh, this was a plot that we got from a study where they followed up, resident doctors from the time when the study started for 10 years to see whether they stopped working in that specialty they were training in. How would you interpret this plot? Does it just look like zigzag? Or
hello, sir. Can I give it a try? Good evening,
yes,
sir.
please go ahead.
Okay, sir. The Kaplan Mia plots, each of these stick here, that's the okay, let me start with the step.
Okay.
Each of the step here means that one of the participants in the study have had the outcome of
okay,
interest.
One or more. Yes,
one or more of the participants here. Then each of these sticks here represents censoring.
Censoring.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
That's excellent. So that's basically what it is.
There's also something else here. Like we can see a place where you're having a step down and then a horizontal tick.
This one?
Right. Yes, yeah. So this means that at this time, one or more persons are having the outcome of interest. We're also having one person or so who is also being censored.
Censored. Very good. Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's very well explained. And basically what this says is that when you start the population, you have everybody in your population. None of them have experienced the event. None of them is censored. But as you go over time, some people either experience the event or are censored. And by the end of the study, right, it's either everybody has experienced the event or censored, or you don't know whether they have experienced the event. And so you end the study and administratively censored the rest of the people. So in this particular population, only about 15% of the population ever experienced the event or were censored. That means that 85% of the population, right, never experienced the event. At the end of the study, 85% of the population, you knew that they had not experienced the event, and you know where they were, you could reach them, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's the Kaplan Mia plot. And we said that you can have a 95% confidence interval that tells you, that gives you an idea of if you had repeated this plot many times, repeated this experiment many times in your population, what you would have gotten. But the confidence interval is most valuable for when you're comparing two plots. Okay, so if you look at these two plots, right, you have males in red and females in blue. Which population would you say is experiencing the outcome most often? Anyone?
Okay, so can I try again?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I think the males are experiencing the event more.
Why is that?
Okay, we're having multiple of the step downs.
Having more step downs, yes.
More step downs, yes. So
Yep. And so you can see that it goes down very quickly.
Down, yes, sir.
Yep. So that's basically what it is. Males are experiencing the event more, but we said that the confidence interval, can help you to see whether this is significantly different, right? So in this case, we can see that the confidence intervals overlap. So that means that it's not really much different from each other, right? But the other thing we said is that there is a log rank test. And the log rank test can be used so sometimes you see this plot, you see two or more groups, and then you see a p-value. And somebody will say p equals, 0.09. Okay? This is not supposed to be Q. So you see a p-value, you see a plot like this, and they write p equals 0.09, and that p-value is from the log rank test. Okay. Can someone tell us how would you interpret this p-value if you just saw the p-value like that in this plot? Anyone? We talked about this in passing the other day. It was very quick. So this is an opportunity for us to really talk about it briefly. Anyone? How would you interpret the p-value of 0.09? Would we say that the survival in the groups are significantly different or not significantly different?
It's not significantly
Can I
different.
try, sir? Okay, sorry.
We would say that it's not significantly different, yes. So basically that's what the log rank test does. It just compares the survival across the entire length of the curve and it gives us a p-value, and based on the p-value we can say whether it's significantly different or not. All right, so that is the last slide that I have. Thank you very much for staying on and for asking questions and engaging as intensively as you have. If you have any questions, I'll take them now. But before we do, I want to announce that we are sending out, and if you might have seen the email come through, 2 tasks for you to please complete. One is a quiz that essentially assesses everything that we've taught you. You know, it's a very short quiz, maybe 10 questions, and just checks where you stand. The purpose is for us to see how we have all improved over time. You know, because we can see that there's a lot of engagement in the class, but this is an opportunity for us to assess each person individually. So if a person's voice is being drowned out, this one is going to help us assess that person. That's one. 2 is that we're also sending out a course evaluation where you will tell us what you think about the class, the feedback that you have. Are there ways that you want us to improve the class? So if you're going to recommend this class to someone else, what are the things you would like to see? So that's one thing. There's a section. So there's questions that we ask you to just fill out, make selections of options, and there's opportunity for you to write freely. Tell us what you think. We would really appreciate if you could do that as quickly as possible, and we'll look out for your filled forms. So I will take any questions that you might have. Someone wants to know whether they will have the recorded video of today's section. Yes, we'll send out the videos as soon as we can. Any questions? Dr. Motaya, do you have any questions, comments?
Sorry, may I ask?
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Hello, sir.
Hello, we can hear you okay. Habib, we can hear you okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask if a repeat of such program will be coming up, because there are a lot of people around me who got to know about it late and wouldn't mind if there will be, as in the whole program coming up, maybe another series, sort of.
Yeah, so yeah, thanks. So what we're thinking that we will do is that we will make the videos available to people, and so very soon we will announce some form of a different format where we'll make the videos available, and we might have discussion sections where people can come and ask questions that they have, right? So it won't be like a full-length course the way we have gone through in detail like this, but people will have all the videos for this one, and we will have maybe every month 1 or 2 hours where they can come, we can go through very quickly, expecting that they would have gone through the videos by then. So that's an option of what we can do. But there's also a possibility that maybe next year we'll do this again. What we're hoping that we can do instead is that now we have had a number of people who have taken some of these courses. We've taken people through EPI 101, Stats 101, and we're interested in expanding the content, right? Teaching other materials. So for instance, clinical trials, right? What we're really thinking, what I am thinking that we will do, and depending on if others agree, is that within the next few months, we will develop a course that also goes into clinical trials in more detail, right? Clinical trials are a good way to learn research methods in practice, right? And so if we'll do that, expand into clinical trials and then expand into other things that we think will help people become better grounded. So rather than reteach this class again in the next so many months, right? We will let people have access to the videos, and the people who have access to the videos might be able to participate in some discussion sections with us, right? Somebody asked about systematic reviews and meta-analysis. So that's another excellent. So we taught a class in systematic reviews and meta-analysis last year, March. But I think that we would likely teach it again, right? The reason why we will teach it again is because when we taught that class, a lot of people who participated in the class, we don't think that they had as much grounding in EPI and stats as we would have liked, okay? And that's part of the reason why we taught these EPI and stats first, and then we'll go back to clinical trials. So the other thing is that we will go to clinical trials and then we'll reteach the meta-analysis again. So hopefully when we reteach the meta-analysis again, we will only allow people who have taken the EPI and the stats to participate in. So basically going forward, we will only allow people who have participated in the previous sessions to be eligible for the subsequent ones. That's one. Or if the person can demonstrate that they have enough knowledge to be able to participate maximally and benefit from the class. So the rest of the year, I think that what we would likely do, we'll likely have clinical trials, and we might have systematic reviews, and then maybe one other thing. It's unclear yet, but yeah. But for everybody else, we will make the videos available. And if you have friends that you think might find it useful, we will make the videos available, and then we'll have like discussion sections maybe once a month. So that might be easier for our schedule than to try to reteach this again. People are asking about the results of the last assignment. So we sent that yesterday, or was it overnight? If you haven't found yours, please send an email and we can look to see what's going on.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Please, thank you very much for everything. It's been actually wonderful. Please, sir, we talked about, I think, was it in the first class or so, or whether I read right, where they said there will be certificates for those who were able to do all of the assignments and all that.
Yes.
Is that still on?
That is still on, yes. We will send out. So the final task to be able to be eligible for the certificates will be completing the evaluations, right? The 2 tasks that we just emailed out today will be required to get the certificates, and everybody who meets the eligibility, whether you have asked for it or not, will send the certificates, and you can choose to do whatever you like. The certificates, if you want it, you can put it on LinkedIn, you can add it to your resume, but I think most importantly is the learning that you can take away from participating in this class. Someone asked if they can keep consulting Stats Clinic after this session. Yes. And reach out to us individually or send an email to the Stats Clinic email, and we'll respond as best as we can.
Sorry, sir, can I ask for one more favor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, that we can be able to connect with the tutors through social media handles. I don't know.
Yeah. We can share.
Yes.
Yeah, we can share. Okay.
When there was a student I met yet, the one Mr. Bass. I don't know if I can connect with him. Sorry.
Okay. So I think one of the things that we struggled with, that's an interesting point, with the design of the class, was that we really wanted a way for students to be able to connect with each other, but we weren't able to do that. I think that what we might do going forward is that we will require everybody to use Gmail to register for the class, and we will probably use classrooms at Google. So Google has Google Classrooms, where it can allow chats outside of class, right? Among students and with the group. It can allow, it will be one place to manage the class. We considered using it here, but it was too close to when we started the class and we didn't want to introduce a new system. But I think that one of the things that we'll spend time doing is figuring it out and requiring people use Gmail. And the other reason we didn't do that was because of the Gmail requirement. But it seems that it will make life so much easier. Everybody who is joining the class has a Gmail account, and we can use Google Classroom to manage the class. Someone wants to know about upcoming labs and sessions. Yes, so we will. So one thing that we do with the registrations from the classes, that we are creating a sort of network. And every time we have a new class, we'll send out emails to the people who have participated in the previous classes. So when we're announcing the next class, we'll email you guys first, right? And give you a few days head start before we announce to the public. So once we announce a new class, if you think you're interested, we want you to register first. Register for the class as quickly as you can so that you can secure space, so that if we then decide that we're not going to be able to take more than a few people, you won't have been locked out, so to speak. All right. Any other comments, questions?
Yes, I want to say something.
Yeah.
The AP 101, some of us, as at then, some of us have not really, I think I didn't know about this in AP 101. Yeah. So for the stats, I think I started from the word go. So I don't know if that would be a very good yardstick to use and judge all of us in your subsequent
classes. Yeah. So what we will do, I think what we will do, because I think that it's important for people to have that EP 101 grounding to be able to move forward to a lot of things that we teach. What we'll do is that we will release the videos to you guys. It's not very long. It was just 4 classes, but it went very quickly into the design of research studies. So my sense is that it's something that you can sit down over a weekend and just dive into and be done with. So we will likely have a virtual option for the Stats 101. No, not a virtual, like a self-paced version of the Stats 101 class and the EPI 101 class. Over the next several weeks, we'll announce that. And we will encourage you to take that, so that when we then come back later to do the clinical trials and the systematic reviews, you'll be ready for that. Yeah, asynchronous session, very good. Yep. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. We really appreciate the time that you have taken week in, week out.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Some of us got to know through, got to know about this program through friends. Maybe we were sent the link. And how do we continue to link up with you after this session? Is it through the email, or there's a particular WhatsApp group or Telegram group where you gathered all of us?
So we think that email is probably best. Yeah. So we, as much as possible, one concern that we've had with WhatsApp groups is that, like it's going to involve like there's a privacy of everybody. As much as possible, one thing you will notice is that we have tried not to circulate people's emails with others unless it happens inadvertently. We have tried not to share phone numbers such that, if people are going to do it themselves, then it's up to them. But I think that when we go into the next set where we will maybe use Classroom, Google Classroom, it will be easier to manage, and you can directly ask for contacts that you think you need. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. We will look out for your emails and for your response to the forms, and hope to see you in future sessions.
Sir, thank you very much for the classes. We should really want to thank you because you've added so much to our knowledge, and for me, that I'm having a proposal ahead that I fear the analysis, interpreting the analysis. At least you've allayed my fear.
Yep.
For the EPI, you said you're going to EPI 101 because I didn't get to know about it. You said you're going to send the link for us, right?
Yeah, so we will announce an asynchronous course that would allow you to do it at your own pace, right?
Okay.
It will be videos, it will be slides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then how long is the next set coming up, so that at least whatever we want to fill up, because most of the IR labs, I just downloaded the video to watch it on my own because of my hands are filled. So yeah. I want to know so that at least before then, I will have taken time to go through the IR labs and what have you, so that I will fit into the next meta-analysis classes and what have you. Yes.
Yeah, it will likely take a while, maybe 2 months, because we will have to develop the slides. So we have to develop the slides from scratch and all that. So my sense is that sometime in September, we will announce the next set, the next session, and then maybe it will be in October. That's I think is likely to be the earliest possible when we will do the next course.
Okay, and then what's the turnaround time you expected for the last 2 mails that you said you're going to send to us?
I think as soon as you can. Maybe if you can do it in 1 week, that's great. It won't take a long time. If you sit down in 20 minutes, you'll be done, right? So the earliest you can do it, the better for everybody. My sense is that in 1 week's time, we'll check to see how many people have done it, and then we'll decide how to move forward.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much for all the comments and kind words. We look forward to seeing you again. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Yeah.
Please share your social media handles and the rest of the team. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I will. All right.